It's simple, really. Great stories with a good cup of tea. It's the Tea with Mike show. Tea with Mike fans, on this episode, DeAndre Wilson joins me. DeAndre is a brand builder, culinary expert, he's a public speaker, he's a business owner, he also has the Keeping Rolling campaign, which is a campaign dedicated to his late father. So lots of great conversation topics. I'm excited to share this conversation with you. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and enjoy. Good. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Tea with Mike. Joining me today is DeAndre Wilson. Welcome to Tea with Mike, DeAndre.
Thank you for having me, Mike. This is exciting. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm really excited too. So, for context, DeAndre is an entrepreneur, a business owner, a brand builder, and also a culinary curator. So I'm really excited to really dive into some of these topics today. So without further ado, DeAndre, do you want to tell people a little bit about you?
Yeah, absolutely. For those who maybe missed Mike's post that he shared on social media, I am a creative, an entrepreneur here in Evansville, Indiana. I'm in the States. Mike and I, we connected on Twitter. It was Facebook, yeah. One of the two.
Yeah, I think it was Twitter.
Twitter, yeah.
Because I feel like in all of these connections, Isaac is like the mutual connection. And
yes,
then gradually I began to see some of your stuff in your feeds. And then obviously we started talking, and then obviously here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So one of the things I like to do is I like to connect with other entrepreneurs and creatives. You know, social media makes it so much easier to do that. Also in Evansville, I have a catering business. My brother and I, we started that together. It's been successful thus far, even though we are on hold right now. But we did have much success. Also, if you haven't followed me, or those that do and they already know, I roll a 230-pound tractor tire around my city. That is a fundraising platform that I have. So basically, once everything that is going on in the world right now kind of calms down and people go back to work, I plan on launching campaigns where individuals can donate $1, $5, what have you. I will raise money for a family that's in need of extra financial assistance, that's going through some illness such as cancer, or I'll help raise money for a nonprofit. So those are the things that I'm involved with. I've recently started teaching myself sign language. It's not been the prettiest, trying to learn all the movements, but I'm getting there. I've also been researching and studying to get my personal training certificate during this time of really hanging around, not doing much. So yeah, that sums up me.
Very, very good. Very, lots of impressive things to talk about. So let's first dive a little deeper into the Keep Rolling campaign, because I know that's very significant to you personally. So do you want to tell people a little bit about why it was created and what the mission is with it, and what are the purpose and goals around it?
Absolutely. So the Keep Rolling campaign first was not even a campaign. It was just something my father did. See, my father had stage 4 liver and colon cancer, and he just rolled the same exact tire I have today. He just rolled it around for fitness, take his mind off cancer. Back before I was even born, and then all the way up until that point, my dad was always in shape. He was a big buff guy. He wanted to get into bodybuilding. I was very blessed to always have a gym in my house or in my garage. So I was surrounded with fitness. Only bad thing is I gave up on it probably when I turned about 16. And that's one of the things I always kick myself on. If I just would have stayed with it, where would I be today? But my dad always wanted to be in shape. So after he would leave chemo treatment, he would eat whatever he felt like. And then he would just take off for the day around the community rolling that tire, turn heads left and right. I mean, it's something that you don't see that at all.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So it did it. And it brought him happiness. It made me happy that my dad, was actually up and doing something. And once, he passed away, I had the tire in my garage, and just sat there. I got it out last year, and that's when I weighed 240 pounds, and I started rolling it at night, because I wanted to be alone with the tire. I wanted to reflect. I also didn't have the muscle. I was scared about dropping it. The embarrassment there, people driving, and so it's less people at night. I just wanted to be to myself. So, I would do push-ups on it, try to roll it. Epic fail. Luck I didn't damage. Luck, I didn't damage any cars or anything. But during that time period, I'd always ask myself, my dad was deteriorating literally from the inside. How in the heck was he able to move this tire? I couldn't understand the physics behind it. My dad was a beast. And so, as anything, as that cliche, keep trying, you'll get it. I kept trying. Now it comes so easy. It's so natural. And a lot of great reception from the community. A lot of people that saw my dad do it now see me do it, break down in tears instantly. And so from doing it for that first year and losing all that weight was then the Keep Rolling campaign. It's now born. I'm still working on a mission statement. I have 7 technically, and I just don't know how to really outline what Keep Rolling campaign's about, because I formed 7 mission statements. But one of the things that's helping me is I have 3 core objectives: cancer awareness, community conversation, and fitness. And those have been kind of what I've been leaning on as of lately. So I think I'll be able to get a mission statement soon. I mean, I need to. But
and kind of out of those last 3 words you said could even form the slogan, the tagline, and then obviously you can have your 7 objectives in addition to.
So
I'm sure all of those the 7 objectives are critical to what you think is the vision and the purpose of the Keeping Rolling campaign.
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to put it all on paper, because your brain is rushing and you get all these ideas. You don't want to leave anything, and then you start thinking about that. It's just a mess. But I'll narrow it down. But I'm thankful for those 3 core objectives, because they've gotten me this far. The point that I really like is that community conversation perspective. As I roll the tire around the community, some people tell me some heavy things they're going through. Let me tell you, Mike. And some of it, in the early stages, even now, really, I don't know how to deal with it. But that was that added stress that I would take home with me and kind of reflect. I feel blessed that people are trusting in me to tell me these. Oh my gosh, Mike, it is some heavy things. At first, I would cry with them, or on my way home, or later that night when I'm alone. It's like, wow, because it's crazy that this person 3 blocks away from me is going through this. Why? And I just couldn't, and I've never been through that, so I don't even know what to say. But I try to help.
It sounds like it's having a really already, and it's going to keep growing over time, of course. So it sounds like it's having a really strong positive impact in your local community, and I think it's really awesome that people, because some of them will probably have watched your father roll the tire, so they understand why you're doing it, the context behind it, and that makes, I think, from a distance, that would sound like it helps them feel more comfortable in diving into their struggles, because they see someone else out there doing it, so they know they're not alone, and everyone has struggles at different points in their life.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I'm glad. I'm glad I could be that person in the community for them to do that. Like I say, I've heard a lot in the year of doing this. People have shared some things with me, and I'm appreciative of that. I really am. And then, of course, fitness. That's another core objective. I just want everyone to I belong to a gym as well as I roll the tire. So I believe that, the tire is a bit extreme. The gym can be a bit much. Just do push-ups in your living room and sit-ups and walk around the block. I put a graph on Facebook not too long ago. If you just walk around your block for
Yeah.
every day for 1 year, you will see a major difference. I just want you to
Really?
walk. Just walk.
That's what I do. I try to do.
Yeah, just walk, and you will see a big difference. And so that's what I challenge people to do is to walk.
Awesome, awesome. And then, so now we understand a little bit of the context and the background behind the Keeping Rolling campaign. What are you really hoping that the documentary achieves as part of this broad story and legacy that you want to continue from your father, who clearly started it?
Well, what I would like people to take away is entrepreneurship, as well as fitness, healthy lifestyle. I would love for that to be the takeaway, but I have a snippet. I have about a 15-second snippet I let a few people see, and everyone in that room took away legacy. And so yeah, and so in that moment, I realized, look, people are going to take away what they want to take away from it. As long as there's something positive that can help them in their life, then I've won. And I'll take that.
Nice, man. I think that's really smart not to get hung up on a specific thing, because it's good. Like you already know, when you're rolling the tire around your local community, and people are telling you all these impactful stories of struggles in their life. So everyone's going to experience something different, from a different experience, from a different perspective. There are different life circumstances. They're at a different moment in their life. So I think that's really neat. So then, this isn't the only thing you do. It would be pretty impressive, just this legacy piece. But then you're also a part of something called SCORE, correct? And it's all a part of being about a small business mentor. Is that right?
Correct. That is one of my many hobbies. I became a score.
You want to talk a little bit to that?
Absolutely. I became a SCORE mentor because in my community, I kept hearing the same story over and over again, which is minority entrepreneurs and creatives don't get the same love. There's not equal opportunity. And I agree with that 100%. But one of the things that I can help change as a SCORE mentor, that I have been, is just the information. It is access to information. It is reading. It is sharing. It is giving my expertise. I've learned that my idea can be 100% wrong, but if I share it, you can spark the brain, and people will find the truth, or find a program that's beneficial to them, because not everyone is going to be able to go through what Turntable went through, or what Keep Rolling went through, or as just an entrepreneur in general. But it's just all about sharing and expressing yourself, because, like I said, the difference is the information. And so it's meeting entrepreneurs in the neighborhood. That guy that cuts grass and he does landscaping, or that woman who has a daycare out of her home. She could be just as successful, or he could be just as successful as the much larger businesses, if they just knew the information. They knew how to get started, but they don't know how to be sustainable.
Yeah, there's quite a big difference, isn't there, between starting something and then keeping it going 10, 15 years later.
Exactly. Or it's knowing all the ins and outs of starting a business, and it's finding the right CPA or the right attorney that will help you. So it's just the information. Once we tackle that, we can be able to then get to different funding options and opportunities and things like that. But I think it starts with the information.
Awesome. And then, so how strong is small businesses and local entrepreneurship in your community?
We have a very strong companionship. I mean, the relationships are there. Everyone's helping. You see so many collaborations and
Awesome.
partnerships happening. I'm not going to say, it's the best. It could definitely be better, but they are
I think
trying.
that's though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're trying, and it's good. Hopefully, we'll get to a place where it's better. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the success that Evansville small business and entrepreneur community has been having thus far.
And from your perspective and experience so far, would you say it's something that's growing year after year, or is it something that's only the focus is only just like kind of switched to, and there's more energy behind it? Let's say in the last couple of years.
I would say the last couple of years, energy has switched.
Okay.
It took planting some seeds and then letting them grow, and then once they bloomed, it just took off. But we had to get to that point though, and we still have some more work to do. We've still got, one of the things I went to school for tourism, and so I still see a lack in tourism and growth there. But like I said, we're getting there. We're working towards it.
Awesome. And then in terms of demographic, is this something this drive to more sustainable small businesses and entrepreneurship? Is it something that's been driven by people of our generation, or is it spearheaded by experienced business leaders within the community?
I would say it's both. I would say it's both because I get to hear from both sides. So it's people our age, Mike, that are fed up and want to see it done this way, and now are making strides to get it done. And then to my last point, understanding the information of how it needs to happen. And then on the other side, they've been in existence for 5, 10, 15 years, and they're just coasting along.
Awesome. And then before the show, you were talking about how you have some public speaking presentations coming up in the near future. What kind of got you into public speaking? And then do you want to talk a little bit about what presentations you have coming up and what topics you're going to be talking about?
Absolutely. So the presentations I had were scheduled for later this year, but they've been rescheduled, of course. But the topics, why I roll the tire, and how fitness should be incorporated in your life, day-to-day life. I know we only get, 30 minutes for break, if you will, at most of our jobs, but you should go walking. Walk for 30 minutes. If, all possible, I think corporations should incorporate that somewhere, somehow in the daily workday. So I'll be talking about fitness. Yeah, definitely.
And mental health, which is very significant too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I'll be talking about physical health. So one presentation is all physical health. Another presentation is why I got started with the Keep Rolling campaign. And then lastly, I got an opportunity from a previous podcast I did where I talked a little bit about mental health and how we can't ignore physical health, mental health. They go together. They go together.
Absolutely.
So I will be talking a little bit about that. And for starters, I always tell people I'm not an expert on this. I don't have a degree in this. I just experienced it from a community perspective, and I know how it's helped me. Taking the tire in the backyard, laying it down, and hitting it with a sledgehammer 50 times. I know how that has helped me physically and mentally.
Yeah, nice. And then so the other, correct me if the other portion, what's the word? Another angle that you also kind of work on is being a chef, right? In this this culinary business that you own. What got you interested? What got you interested in to cooking, and what made you want to have your own, I guess, startup in this sector?
Well, so my brother and I, we started Turntable, and his name is Jeff. You can also see his work on social media. But see, Jeff is the head chef.
Okay.
Yeah. So at best, I may come cut something up. That may be the extent of it. May help roast something off. But no, Jeff is the wizard in the kitchen. He wears this big black robe and he has this huge cauldron. He locks the door behind him and you don't disturb him. You let him work his magic. I just do the other stuff. I do the business side, the paying the bills, the marketing, understanding our social responsibility and how we can help them there, and our intrinsic value to the community. I do all of those things, and Jeff does too to a certain extent, but he really focuses on the product itself because that's what keeps people coming back time and time again. On our Facebook page, you can see a gentleman said that we were at a festival here in Evansville, and he said one of the sandwiches were like kissing God. And so to get that kind of feedback, I need Jeff working on the product at all times. So we divided Turntable up 50% between the both of us, and I'm sorry, 100% between the both of us, and here we are. We're working, and you can see all of our work on Instagram, Twitter, Turntable LLC. Follow us, and you can see it. See what he does.
Awesome. And then, so what are some goals that you have with that business when after COVID-19, obviously, and what are you doing in the meantime to make sure you're prepared for when things return to the new normal? Because I really believe that whoever has a plan and a strategy in place to hit the ground running, there's also the potential for great growth and opportunity if
Absolutely.
You're organized and ready.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we've gone back to our roots. Turntable's really 6 years old. 6 years old. And in year one, what we did to drum up a lot of business and to get a lot of exposure is we tackled social media hard. We would cook, post pictures of it, and people would go crazy. And so we've gone back to our roots where we're cooking, we're posting food pictures, we're letting people know, oh yeah, Turntable they still exist. They're still trying. On the planning side, continuing to look for kitchens around the community that we can use. I found some great ones. It's just a matter of sitting down, whether that's in person or over Zoom, and moving forward. One of the things about me is I'm constantly thinking through plans. I have notebooks full of ideas and how to navigate. So Turntable and Keep Rolling are both prepared to take off. One of the things that I've kind of come to terms with is I would like to hire a full-time marketing company to assist with some of those responsibilities. So that'll be next on my agenda to find out who understands the Indiana, the Midwest, and the Evansville market.
Interesting. So very localized, very specific to the area that you're in.
Absolutely. I don't want, a company in California that knows how to market. I want to, like you said, very direct and specifically knowing to this region, this area.
Interesting. And so, like, is it hard to reach people in your local area through social media? Like, what are they kind of used to? How do they receive information? Because it kind of varies everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it varies from everywhere, and that's why I want to hire that marketing firm to teach me about all of those means, and then get into all of them. What helped Turntable be successful was posting those food pictures, the hashtags, growing the reach, people able to see us, and then literally being at every community festival we possibly could be at. So I definitely want to keep that strategy. But I understand that having a marketing company, it'll help us to up our game.
And help you scale and grow. You're kind of at that point where you could stay the same or you could scale with putting the right steps in place, and that's what you're trying to get to.
Absolutely. I don't want to overwhelm us, of course, by having all these additional monthly costs, but I think a marketing company would be very beneficial.
Awesome. And then, so today's tea fact in the episode is drinking tea helps reduce people's risk of having heart disease, having a stroke, and diabetes. And this comes from thefactsite.com. So really in tune with kind of today's episode on fitness, mental health, and that sort of thing. So that's good. And then so you do culinary, you roll the tire campaign, you're making a documentary, you're building on your public speaking career, talking from your kind of community perspective. So the real question is, how do you balance your time?
So here's the three things. Well, I did have three ways I used to balance, but I cut one of them out. So I take a lot of naps. And hour 30 to 2 hour naps really help me to balance, shut down, get up, get a lot of things done, be more productive. I used to drink white wine. I love white wine. That kind of helped, but I've been like cutting that out.
Oh, so that's the one that
and more.
The white wine.
Yeah, I got rid of that one. Not to say I don't enjoy a glass here and there, but I got rid of it.
Why did you decide to get rid of it? What impact was it having on you?
I felt myself like. So one of the things is I'm becoming more cost efficient. I'm looking at what do I really need, my needs versus my wants. And I wanted the wine. I didn't need it. So I had to cut that out, cut it all out. And I've decided to say to myself, once I've accomplished something, I'll enjoy a glass or two. I'm going to get away from all of that.
Awesome.
I used to keep a bottle in the refrigerator on call, but no, I'll just wait till I accomplish something.
Yeah, and then so you've listed about taking regular naps from 90 minutes to 2 hours at a time. You decided to cut out the white wine because you were talking about needs versus wants, and you have it as a reward for being productive. And then what's the third thing that you try to do when trying to balance your time?
What helps me is prayer. Every morning, every night, throughout the day, pray about it. And that's what's helped me. Understanding, being able to pray has also answered some questions for me. It's also giving me like on-site answer. Hey, should I really be doing this? Is this really within my scope of opportunities? And does this make sense? So yeah, naps and prayers. Those are big.
Really, and then so do you think personally those are important to you because it helps you recharge mentally and physically as we discussed earlier, and secondly, do you think it helps keep you grounded and connected, I guess, to your spirit?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. So from being in the gym and rolling the tire, doing those activities, you need to recover. I mean, muscles are sore, body is sore. So that's where the nap comes in. And then prayer, yeah, keeps me grounded, keeps me spiritually connected. Oh yeah, I have conversations. Yeah, I need both of those to happen.
Awesome, dude. And then so on this crazy journey, like what is some of the things, I guess post-virus, what are you striving towards? Or even during the virus to keep moving forward in everything that you're going on?
Well, during the virus, I still roll the tire, still out in the community doing that work, still talking to individuals. We may be 6 feet apart, but still talking to people, still waving at people on their porch. That work hasn't stopped. And then, still coming up with the plan to get Turntable rolling and move the Keep Rolling campaign forward. The work slowed down, but it's still work that needs to get done.
Awesome, man. And then, so as we come towards the end of today's episode, is there one piece of advice that you want to leave everybody who's going to be watching this with?
Yeah, the advice I would like to leave: never say never. I'll give you a good example why. So when my father was rolling the tire, family and friends would always say, "So, DeAndre, you're going to roll the tire? You're going to do it next? You're going to try it?" And I would always say, "Heck no. That thing is heavy. Are you crazy? I'm not doing that." And look where we're at today. So never say never.
Never say never. Perfect. What a great way to wrap up our conversation today. So thanks so much for being here, man.
Thank you for having me. And I also want to say congratulations to talking to Gary Vee. That was amazing. I got a chance to see it. I reshared it, retweeted it, favored it. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, and congratulations for everything that you're doing too. And really happy that we became connected through social media.
Yes.
And looking forward to seeing you grow, and then hopefully, if the stars align, one day we'll be able to take that digital connection and meet in person.
Look, Mike, I'm coming to Canada. Okay, I am coming.
So,
it's on my to-go list.
It's on your bucket list. Awesome. It's the Tea with Mike show.